Please check out our training sandbags at pwrtraining.com. I'm using a 40-pound PWR training sandbag, but use any sandbag you want. Grab the sandbag in position 1, which is the inside handles. Roll the bag on top of your forearms and bring it up to a high clean. Then, and this is important, squat down, don't drop down. Once you're in a full squat position, roll onto your back, extend your arms over your head, and touch the bag on the ground over your head. The bag has to touch the ground to be counted as a full rep. From this position, in one continuous motion with momentum, bring the bags all the way over your knees. One fluid motion, stand up, press the weight all the way over your head, and make sure that your head extends through your arms. From there, the bag has to go back to the ground any way you want it. I find it easier just to follow the bag down. Once the bag's on the ground, place both hands on top of the bag and do a full push-up with your chest touching the bag. No other part of your body can touch the ground except the chest touching the bag, or is considered a no rep. Spring back into a low squat position, lower the bag back over your head, and that's considered 1 rep. I had no idea what my overall time was going to be, but I was trying to get under 10 minutes in my mind. You be the judge, and you'll see what I mean at the very last rep. There is a slight learning curve to this movement, so I would practice it a couple times before I start the clock. I have never done this movement for 50 reps for time, so I kind of started off cold also, but I have done this movement before, so give yourself a little bit of time to practice it, because when you start getting tired, you kind of start forgetting what you're doing. At least I did. I'm going to keep the tape running for the entire 50 reps. That way, if you want to follow along, you can. I find it helps me sometimes. I also like to keep track when I'm doing a rep count for time, because sometimes when I get tired, I lose track of exactly how many I did. So I go back and I watch a video to make sure. And actually in this video, I actually did 51 reps. But don't worry, I stopped the clock at 50, and it looks like it's right at either 9:59 or 10:01. You decide. I would also recommend getting something softer than just like a towel. Try to get either a yoga mat or something like that to kind of absorb some of the wear and tear on your bottom from going up and down so much. You may also have noticed that I actually taped this mat to the ground because I knew that I would be kicking it around, but even with the tape, I actually had to adjust it a couple times. So do whatever it takes, but what you don't want to do is have to stop during the middle of this, because I've had to do that before and it's no fun. I'm actually writing a book called The 40 Days of Power, and there's a chapter in my book that's going to be called the tenacity zone. And in this workout, when I get to about rep 40 or 45, I'm going to explain what I consider the tenacity zone. So stay tuned. If you're doing a load-bearing functional fitness workout, which is what this is, about halfway through your workout, you should really feel like you're done. I mean, that's the whole purpose of this type of training, is that you push yourself past what's comfortable. And I find that in most of my workouts, about halfway, I am getting beyond my comfort zone. So about this point right here, I kind of zone out and just kind of get into a movement. And like I said, when I get to about the 80% mark, it just is all tenacity. And we're going to talk about that in just a minute. Okay, here we are at rep 45. Now this is considered what I call the tenacity zone. And it's different for everybody, but it's normally at about 80% of your max effort. So in other words, you really feel like you can't go any further, or it's kind of very uncomfortable to go further. That last 20% where you push yourself is the part that really does make the difference. Whether you're burning fat, toning muscles, improving your cardiovascular conditioning, This last 20% is what I call the tenacity zone, and that's where you just keep on going. The most important part of this workout is that you push yourself as far as you can, regardless of what anybody else does or what their time is. This is your workout, and it's meant to make a difference in your life. Have a great workout. We'll see you next time. Okay, here it is. You tell me. 10-0. I think it was 10-01. Darn. Because you can't count that last one. Only the push-up right before this one, because this is actually number 51. All right. Thanks for tuning in, and let me know your thoughts.